Hey everyone, it's really great to see you all here today. Let me start with a quick question. How many of you feel like you're not quite reaching your full potential right now? How many of you sense that there's more inside you, more to accomplish, more to live for, more experiences waiting, but somehow you just can't get yourself to keep taking action day after day? Well, listen, I'm here to share something with you. The real key to unlocking all that potential, the secret to finally breaking through and getting the results you've been craving, comes down to one simple thing: consistency. You know, it really doesn't matter how gifted you are, how intelligent, or how much raw potential you've got. If you can't build the discipline to show up and put in the effort every single day, then honestly, you're not going to hit those heights you're meant for. I know that's hard to hear. Trust me, I've lived it. There were periods in my own life when I was overflowing with ideas, bursting with ambition and energy, but I just couldn't stick with anything. I'd dive into a new project all fired up, only to lose steam after a couple of weeks. I'd announce big changes I was going to make, then slip right back into the same old routines. And you know what hit me eventually? It wasn't that I lacked motivation or big dreams. The issue was, I hadn't built the habit of being consistent. I hadn't developed that inner strength and discipline to push past the roadblocks that always show up when you're trying to create real, lasting change. But the moment I got that, the moment I decided to make myself consistent, no excuses, that's when things started changing for me. That's when I began seeing the progress and success I'd only imagined before. And I truly believe the same can happen for every one of you. Because consistency is the base that all big accomplishments stand on. It's what sets apart the people who talk big but never follow through from those who quietly, steadily, day by day, do the work and watch their dreams become real. Consistency is what divides the winners from the ones who fall short, the truly successful from the average, the deeply satisfied from the constantly frustrated. And here's the exciting part. Consistency isn't some rare gift you're born with or without. No, it's a skill you can build, just like anything else. It's a muscle you strengthen, a habit you grow, a way of thinking you deliberately create in yourself. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy. Building consistency takes real sacrifice, commitment, and a rock-solid dedication to what you want. It means turning down those quick distractions, resisting the urge to take shortcuts or the easy road. It means fighting through the doubts, the tiredness, the discouragement, and still showing up to put in the work. And trust me, those tough moments will come, a lot of them. Because deep down, we're all wired to chase comfort, avoid pain, and take the path that requires the least effort. Our brains want to save energy. So whenever we try to stretch beyond what's familiar and tackle something hard, our minds resist. But here's what you need to know. If you're aiming for anything extraordinary in life, you've got to be ready to do the tough stuff. You've got to push through that resistance, lean into the discomfort, and keep going even when everything in you wants to quit. Because the payoffs from that steady, disciplined grind, they're incredible. I'm talking real personal growth, genuine success, the kind of deep fulfillment most folks only wish for. It all begins with that initial choice, that commitment to make yourself consistent. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, okay, but how do I actually start building this? I've tried before and it didn't last. Why would this time be different? Fair question. Let me walk you through the 3 core principles that changed everything for me when it came to creating real, lasting consistency. First, you've got to get absolutely clear on your why. You need a powerful, heartfelt reason, a driving purpose that pulls you forward and keeps the fire lit even when things get rough. Because without a strong enough why, your consistency will fall apart the second trouble hits. See, consistency isn't only about sheer willpower. It's about connecting to something bigger inside you, linking your daily efforts to your deepest values, your true desires, the life you're determined to build. When you tie what you do every day to that larger vision, it gets so much easier to keep going no matter what comes up. So pause for a second and think about it. What really lights you up? What excites you, motivates you, gives you that sense of meaning? What difference do you want to make? In your life and maybe even beyond it? Nail that down and let it guide you through the darkest stretches. The second principle is accountability. One of the trickiest parts of consistency is how easy it is to let yourself slide, to come up with excuses and talk yourself out of the work. But when you involve others, when you answer to someone or something outside yourself, it gets way harder to fall back into old ways. I'm not saying broadcast your goals to everyone. That can backfire with too much judgment or unwanted opinions. Instead, find a small, reliable group, maybe a mentor, a coach, or a few people on the same path. They become your accountability partners, your supporters, the ones you bounce ideas off as you build this disciplined life. These are the folks who'll gently call you on excuses, cheer your progress, and nudge you forward when it's tough. They'll remind you of your promises and won't let you quit easily. Having that kind of backup changes the game, because building consistency solo without any push or encouragement is a fight most people lose. So start considering who you can pull in, who can stand with you on this. It might be a good friend, someone in your family, a coworker, or a professional guide. The important thing is they believe in you, root for your growth, and hold you to the standards you've set. The third principle is all about deliberate, steady action. In the end, consistency isn't just a thought or emotion, it's actual habits and routines you build over time. You might be saying, I get that I need to act. I've tried, but it doesn't stick. And you're right. Random action isn't enough. You need a solid structure, daily practices you can count on, whatever life brings. Life's unpredictable, full of surprises and interruptions. Without a clear plan for showing up every day, you'll get derailed. Practically, that could mean blocking out a set time for your key tasks and protecting it fiercely, or mapping out your goals step by step, then breaking them into bite-sized pieces. It might include regular check-ins with your accountability person, someone to update, who asks the real questions and keeps you real. And don't overlook habit's power. When your actions become automatic, like second nature, that's where it clicks. We're all habit-driven at heart. If doing the work feels as routine as brushing your teeth or brewing coffee, you've nailed consistency. If you're wondering how to build those routines, here's a straightforward 3-step approach that worked wonders for me. First, begin small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 habits, maybe 30 minutes each morning on your top priority, or a quick 10-minute walk at lunch. Keep it doable so you can actually maintain it. Second, remove hurdles. Make it simple to succeed. If reading 30 minutes before bed is the goal, keep your book right there on the nightstand. If daily exercise, lay out your gear the night before. Third, stack them. Attach new habits to ones you already have. If you make coffee every morning, use that as a cue for a short meditation or journaling. If you walk the dog evenings, pair it with a podcast or audiobook. By keeping it small, simple, and stacked, you set yourself up to win. And over time, those habits stick, and the effort feels normal. But I want to be straight with you. Building this disciplined consistency won't always feel good. You'll hit setbacks, days you want to quit, times the pushback seems too much. That's normal. It's part of it. Anything worthwhile demands stepping out of comfort, facing fears, grinding through hard patches. Yet when you commit to showing up daily, no matter what, that's when things transform. You unlock focus, grit, and strength most never find. The rewards? Life-changing growth, real success, fulfillment beyond dreams. Picture finally hitting that long-held goal. Feel the pride, the confidence, knowing you had what it took to stick it out. Think how it'd shift your life, your connections, your sense of direction. And the best news? It's possible for you. Just decide to build consistency, form the habits, push past resistance, show up daily until you cross the line. It's not simple. I know, I've struggled too. There were days I thought I'd never break old cycles, but committing to steady consistency flipped everything. The outcomes have blown me away. Goals I never thought reachable, Businesses built, books written, world travels, and touching so many lives. The thread tying it all? Consistency, showing up relentlessly, even when I wanted to stop. That's the real key to lasting success. So let me ask again. Are you ready to commit to consistency? Ready right now to drop the excuses, ignore distractions, and start purposeful action toward your biggest dreams? The world needs you, people ready to push through, embrace hard work, create real change. It won't be easy. You'll have moments wanting to give up when it feels impossible. But dig deep, connect to your inner drive, and you can conquer it. Because our only real limits are self-made. Break them with steady pursuit and magic unfolds. Are you in? Ready to claim your power, release your potential, build the life you've dreamed of? Then let's do this. The future's waiting. Thank you, and God bless.